Hello, I am Leo and I will be showing you my walking journey for this audit. My local environment had one major shopping area, however there are multiple green areas that will be shown. For this, it will be the Waramanga playing field and the Waramanga shops, which are in close proximity to each other. A small history about Waramanga. Waramanga is a part of the Western Creek District. This suburb was established in 1960, and the average age, according to ACT, is 39 at the moment. This journey is a 15-minute walk or a 1.2 kilometer walk, which is very easily done. However, there are some major problems with the walking path itself, such as the cement pavings that make up the footpath have some positive and negative effects to the walkability of this walk. Starting off, the positive parts about it is that each of the pavements are very easily picked up and replaced with new ones once they've become too damaged to walk on. The side effect of this is that the ones that are not well maintained have not been replaced yet, making them trip hazards. This is easily fixed by just replacing them. The footpath itself is very narrow, which means you can barely walk with someone side by side, and if someone was coming the opposite way, you had the options of walking on someone's property or inside the gutter. This has caused some problems in wet weather. In wet weather, a lot of water is on the footpath as the gutter itself has been filled up with shrubbery, dirt, leaves, stuff that has not been cleaned out as it is not being well maintained. This also caused the problem of where the water goes into at the end of it. As seen here, there is just a big hole on the footpath, which means you could drop things into it, lose things into it, or step into it and hurt yourself. This idea of having a way to move water off the footpath is very good. However, it has not done very well in these certain parts, as they are just big holes in the ground where you might trip and fall and hurt yourself. The lighting on the footpath is non-existent. At night, the footpath itself is very dark, and with the poor quality of the cement pavings, it is a tripping hazard. The only light you get on the footpath is only around the areas of road crossings. There isn't any other form of light on the footpath. There are no zebra crossings anywhere within this walking path. There is an underpass at the soccer fields, however there is no indication of a crossing. Within this walk there are multiple green areas. The one I chose to go to was an open field which is frequently used for soccer. The benefit of green space, especially ovals, is so that people can come do their sporting events on the weekend, which is also a social event for those who aren't participating in said sports. When it is not being used for sports, it can be used as a meeting ground, a place just to come and walk your dog and get out of the house. There are many positives by having an oval, as on weekends there is a large social event of soccer, as they are designated soccer fields, bringing people and children out of the house to play, which provides a benefit for social, physical, and mental health for everyone who participate in this event. However, When the oval is not being used for sporting events, it provides a space for families to come have picnics and to come and do exercise, as a lot of people love walking their dogs on this. The benefits for having a green space areas for people to come to is so that it will provide social interaction, cultural activities, rest from the hard days at work, which will further benefit people by being psychologically healthy, physically healthy, and socially healthy. The local shops is very packed but has a lot of good stuff in it. There is a bakery, a nice lovely cafe, and an IGA to get your groceries. There's also a health care center there. At the shops there are ramps and other ways of getting up the stairs to help those who need help. At this shopping center there is also a drink fountain. Another downside to this oval is I was unable to find any place to put rubbish. There are no bins in this area. Lastly, this walkable audit demonstrated that this part of town will need some changes, such as, at least in the green oval, more shade and more sitting and more drink areas, and also more bins, as it seems to be a lot of rubbish, mainly in the areas that aren't well lit. In my walk there weren't any places to sit or rest. There was one drinking fountain. There were no public transport, partially lighting on the oval walkway. There weren't any signs and there were no rubbish bins. Access to service and amenities. Yes, there's a place where you're able to get food from. There are also places to meet and greet new people, and there are different places to walk to. On the footpath there is plenty of shade. Due to the high amount of trees, it is free from smog and other air pollution type of stuff. It isn't quiet from traffic noise, however. It is free from rubbish and vandalism. There is a bus route that comes along every half an hour. There are plenty of parks, even playgrounds, in walkable distance. However, there are no beaches, rivers, or any water-based places. Footpath and road infrastructure. Yes, there's footpaths. They are mainly well maintained and mainly wide enough. They aren't separated from scooters and skateboards. They're not really safe places to cross the road, and the road crossings do have ramps. Thank you for listening to this spiel of mine about the walkability of my area. This has shown me, and I hope you, the benefits of walking within the area of Waramanga.